Hello there. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you've been on this journey with me, we've been having some great conversation about a variety of topics. And I kind of want to circle back a little bit. I'm Tahisa Dell Wells, and I am a widowed wife. I am on this journey with you, and I am almost 3.5 years in on this journey. I'd love to hear where you are on your journey, how many years, if you have any prayer requests. I am a believer, and I love the Lord, and I would be honored and privileged to pray for you, either on my own time or here on the channel. So interact, like, comment, share. That is what this community is about. Yes, I'm calling it a community. You could be from anywhere in the world, and that is the beauty of social media, if you will. And so, I know we talk about sometimes how social media can be a detriment, right? Even to our own spiritual growth, because it can be a distraction if we allow it to be. But I believe that God is using this platform that you are hearing my voice on and watching this video from in order to help those who are on this journey with me, this journey of widowhood. It's not an easy journey by no stretch or means of the imagination. It's not easy, but it is the oh my gosh, my glasses were so crooked. It is the reality of our life, but it does not have to define us. And so that's what I wanted to just kind of talk about a little bit today, because in the last few videos, if this is your first time watching, please go back. I have been recording every day for the month of October in honor of my beloved late husband, Dante Larry Wells. And we have been, the last couple of videos, we've been discussing dating or companionship, and why you're looking for it, what you might be looking for, if you're ready for it, if you are not ready for it. And so some of you, I wanted to address this, some of you may not be ready for it, right? And you may have been following me along the way, and then when I started talking about finding companionship, you're like, oh, no, she didn't. And yes, I did. However, here's what I want to say. If you're not ready, and I can't 100% say that I'm not ready. I'm just not looking, right? I'm not looking. I'm not expecting it. It's not on my my list of to do, if you will. Okay. But if you're not ready, and this topic of conversation has triggered, and we use the word trigger in a negative sense, because if it's triggered something in you to say, you know what, yeah, no, I'm nowhere near ready. I don't even see how I could ever be ready for something like that. Again, I am honored to be counted in that number with you, meaning that I've been there, right? I'm not looking, but I've also been where I'm like, I cannot fathom how I would do this. I cannot fathom how I would do this. And so what I want to offer you in that sense is that you may not be able to fathom it as I was not able to fathom it, because you still were dealing with grief, with the death of your spouse. Talking to widows and widowers. And if you're dealing with that, you absolutely probably cannot fathom it. And that's totally understandable. But I want to offer you this hope. Yeah, I want to offer you this hope today. Broken hearts do heal. Broken hearts do heal. They heal. Now, there is all kind of remedies, or people, spout their opinion on how the healing process is. One of the first things that comes up for me when I say that is it's not time. Time does not heal. Because if you do not deal with the emotions of the loss, of the death, of how you are processing it or not processing it. Can you tell I've I've had a few counseling sessions. If you're not dealing with that, right? Years could go by. Years of your life, right? You're the one that's still here. Years of your life could go by, and you are not in that space that you would, let me say this, not that you're not in that space. You are still at the point at which your spouse died. Not a good place to be. Which brings to mind, I don't know if any of you have ever watched the musical on Disney called Hamilton. Now, it's been out. It came out, actually. I was hoping to watch it with my husband, and it came out a couple of weeks after he passed away. And I think I've shared this before, but I'll share it again. I watched it at least 20 times, probably that summer alone. My husband and I had located the soundtrack to it, and so we were very familiar with the music. I love the music because I love to write lyrics, and I love all kinds of music. So I love hip hop and jazz and R&B and gospel, and so I really loved it, and I was looking forward to watching this with him. But he upgraded a couple of weeks before it came out. Came out on the 4th of July, or I think the 3rd of July in 2020. And I watched it about 20 times. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because at the end, at the very end, so spoiler alert, if you have not seen it after all this time, my bad. But at the very end, Alexander Hamilton is killed in a duel, and the last scene is about his widow. The last scene is about his widow, and in that scene, the chorus, all of the people a part of the chorus, are singing about the widow, about what she did with her life after Alexander passed. And one of the most, I will never forget, I actually wrote it in my book, 30 Summers Left, but at the end, it spoke about how she lived another 50 years. She lived another 50 years. And in those additional 50 years that she had here on earth after her husband passed away, she got busy with his writings, published a lot of his writings because he was a prolific writer. So she got busy with his writings, and she opened up an orphanage. It does not say that she got married again. Matter of fact, I should have Googled it, but this is, again, raw, off the cuff, right? Real, relevant, all of that. And so for whatever reason, when I always heard that being sung by the chorus, that she lived another 50 years, I remember thinking, and this was 2020 now, so I'm still in what has been a couple of weeks since my husband was, his body was laid in the ground, because I don't want to say laid to rest. He's not there, but, and that's just my conviction. I'm sorry if you don't, if you do not, share in my wording, but yeah, he was just put in the ground a couple weeks prior, right? And so after watching this musical over and over again during the summer of 2020, I was definitely still in a state of grief, and asking why, and trying to figure this thing out all on my own, mad at God and upset and all of that, heartbroken. Do you hear me? Heartbroken. How could, after all of these prayers, could my husband no longer be here? But I heard this line at the end of this musical, that she lived another 50 years. And I do remember thinking that I did not want to leave if I had another 50 years of life left. I did not want to live it in misery. Now, I didn't know how that was going to happen, because the reality is my husband was not coming back. Not here on this side of, right? Not on this side of heaven. He was not coming back. No clue how that was happening. I wasn't talking to God about it. I wasn't asking God to heal my heart, because I was pissed. Yeah, is that a stronger word? I was pissed. I was pissed. But that line in that musical, at the end of the musical, really gripped me. 50 years? She lived another 50 years? And yes, it talks about the things that she did. She opened the orphanage, and I think it was one of the first orphanages in the United States. Don't quote me. I'm not a historian, right? But she lived another 50 years. That's my point. And so every time I heard that, it was like, I don't know how I'm going to release this grief, get over this death, right? Because I wasn't looking at it as a promotion or an upgrade at that point. Not at all. Okay. I don't know how this is going to happen. Totally heartbroken. But that line gripped me. And so I believe that was a seed. I watched it 20 times. So it's a seed. So if you think that the things that you look at with your eyes, the things that you hear in your ears do not affect you, do not be deceived. That was a seed. God used a musical that planted a seed in my heart. And with that seed, it began to grow. And I began, over a course of some time, maybe a year and a half later, I began to desire to not wallow in grief any longer. And I do remember that, okay, that was 2020. I believe the beginning of 2021, right? You know how everyone is asking you, how can we help, right? How can we help? Some people don't necessarily ask. They just, you're getting a lot of food, people are sending you money, and plants. I don't know why, but they do. They send money. They send, living things like plants, to express their condolences. But I remember that question being asked over and over and over again. How can I help? And I never had an answer for it, because I don't know how you can help me. I don't know how you can help me when my husband has died. I don't know how you can help me. I have no idea. No idea how you can help me. However, in January of 21, I remember reaching out to a good friend of mine who is a psychiatrist, excuse me, and I reached out to her and I said, everyone's been asking me, how can they help? And I reached out to her and I said, I need help. This is what I need help with. I need to talk to a professional. I need to talk to a professional because the way I'm doing it, right? It's not passing. The way I'm doing it, it's not working. And again, I wasn't talking to God, but I knew I needed to talk to someone. And so I reached out and said, hey, I need help. Yeah. You may not have the answer right away, right? You may not know how someone can help you. Matter of fact, how, this is kind of like my thing. How can someone help you when you've lost the love of your life? When you've lost what you consider your soulmate? When you've lost your spouse, your husband, your wife, who has been a part of your life for however many years? How can someone help? We'll talk about that more, but in this particular instance, I want you to know broken hearts do heal. And sometimes the beginning of that healing process is being able to use your voice to say, help. And then searching for that help. Looking for that help. I believe that this channel can be a source, a resource of help to you. Seeking a professional can also be that. It was for me. I was in counseling for a year and a half. Weekly for a year and a half. So, can broken hearts heal? Absolutely. Absolutely. How do they heal? You already know what I'm going to say. Allowing the healer, the one who heals, the God of all comfort, into your heart. And it can start simply by using your voice and saying, help. Help. I need help. I need help. I don't want to be miserable for the rest of my life. I don't want to be a dead man or a dead woman walking for the rest of my life. Not in the sense of carrying this grief. I don't want to be that. And I didn't want to be that. If I got another 50 years on this earth, walking around in grief and misery for the rest of my life for something that I cannot change, so I offer to you. I offer help to you. That's what this channel is about. It's about help. This is only one way, though. There are others, and I encourage you to seek them out. I encourage those of you that are even watching who have received help in some form or another, put it in the comments to help our community out, to help us all out. We are our brother or our sister's keeper. We are. Don't let the world fool you. It's not just about me, because if it was just about me, I probably would not be on this channel. You probably would not hear my voice, right? So it's not just about me. It's not just about you. And I know that what we have gone through has been traumatic. I know it has been painful. But broken hearts can and do heal. Just ask for help. Until the next time.